And it's go, boys, go. They'll time your every breath. And every day you're in this place, you're 2 days nearer death. But you go. Well, I process man am I, and I'm telling you no lie. I work and breathe among the fumes that trail across the sky. There's thunder all around me, and there's poison in the air. There's a lousy smell that smacks of hell and dust all in me hair. And it's go, boys, go. They'll time your every breath. And every day you're in this place, you're 2 days nearer death. But you go. Well, I've worked among the spinners and I breathe the oily smoke. I've shoveled up the gypsum and at night I made you choke. I've stood knee deep in cyanide, got sick with a caustic burn. Been working a rough life, seen enough to make your stomach turn. And it's go, boys, go. They'll time your every breath. And every day you're in this place, you're 2 days nearer death. But you go. There's overtime and bonus opportunities galore. The young men like their money and they all come back for more. But soon you're knocking on and you look older than you should. For every bob made on the job you paid with flesh and blood. And it's go, boys, go. They'll time your every breath. And every day you're in this place, you're 2 days nearer death. But you go. Well, I process man am I, and I'm telling you no lie. I work and breathe among the fumes that trail across the sky. There's thunder all around me, and there's poison in the air. There's a lousy smell that smacks of hell and dust all in me hair. And it's go, boys, go. They'll time your every breath. And every day you're in this place, you're 2 days nearer death. And it's go, boys, go. They'll time your every breath. And every day you're in this place, you're 2 days nearer death. But you go.
Good morning, Minecraft. How you doing? Wandering Beekeeper here. Quick content warning. I am inappropriate for all audiences. I am old and cranky and on the far left, and yeah, I'm going to be talking about weed and cussing, and doing whatever. I'm inappropriate. Make sure that your 5-point restraint is secured correctly, and locate the ejector handle. It's a good idea to know where it is. That all said, let's do this. I have a new setup. Greetings, greetings. I'm never appropriate for children. I will keep all legs and arms inside the minecart. Yours included, I hope. Yes. There may be others. We'll find out. It may be that kind of a stream. Who knows? It's 8 a.m. here in the Pacific Northwest, and it is 63 degrees in the room, according to the thermostat. I left the heat off and the window open, and I have a desktop fan blowing across my laptop and partly under it to assist the cooling pad. And we will see how far I get and how the heat does. It worked well in the test. But when you go from test environment to production, there's always stuff that you can't replicate in tests. So we should be looking at a game screen. There we go. There's a Minecraft screen. Oh yeah, I know the scenario. Yeah, heat. Oh lordy. I've not been able to stream partly because I've been overheating. And Well, it is mid-September, getting to be late September in the Pacific Northwest, and it is fairly chilly here now. Like I said, Fahrenheit 63 degrees, and that's in the room. It was a lot cooler when I stepped outside this morning. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry. A little resin from the morning bay dream hanging about. Baphomet, bless Washington. It is wonderful to live in a legal state. So, we are looking at immersive geology, and I am trying to figure out where the hell I am in this mod because I haven't played it since the last time I was able to stream, and that's been months. There's been a couple of updates to the mod. There's been some updates to some of the supportive mods. It'll all work out. Let's just review. So, yeah, stone work hammer, bronze work hammer, stainless steel work hammer tells me I got the stainless steel. My hope is that the access to such medicinal substances has been helpful for any pain that you are experiencing. It is. It is. The particular strain that I'm imbibing this morning has some wonderful anti-inflammation effects and is just boosted my meloxicam. I am feeling probably about as good as I'm going to feel for the day, which is kind of sad, but here we are. I know I reached stainless steel. I've got, okay, standard, haven't used that in a while. All right. I put in this workstation because it looks cool. I've actually had no use for it because I've got the TOMS system in place, but it looks cool, and it would be really nice if if you didn't have TOMS. I often access Leafly for the same reason. Finding the strains that can help with inflammation is good for me, especially since I can't use things like ibuprofen. Oh lordy. Yeah, I'm on meloxicam from my doctor, and that has helped a lot. Engineered schematics is an augment for immersive engineering and immersive geology, and is worth talking about because it allows you to make a schematic that you can place in world and get a placeable hologram for any build, any of the multi-blocks in the mod. It's been invaluable for doing things like the chemical reactor, which is upstairs, and which I need to get to, but I need to work through figuring out where I am. Okay, our metal press out here. The metal press here has water wheels that continue to turn. I'm on a server right now, beta testing. It's a mine colonies based server that has immersive engineering as one of the tech mods. My water wheel keeps freezing. It just stops. The water itself is not freezing. It continues to flow. It's in a warm climate. It doesn't freeze. But the water wheels themselves stop turning. Is this the same server you were playing on before your move? No, it's a new one. It's from the same team. I'm still playing on the Pixelmon server, and at this point, I'm writing some of the quest paths for it. I wrote a quest path for the first version of the Pixelmon server for Botania. I think the next time I play a Mine Colonies game, I am going to do it with friends. This server is in beta right now. It's just staff and beta testers on the server. We're going to open it up to the public hopefully Monday, more likely Tuesday or Wednesday. We've still got a problem with the Archievoker and summoning. where, yeah, if the necromancer or the archevoker do a summon, it crashes the server. It's a little bit of a problem. So we're trying to get that fixed. We've just about got it figured. And I'm writing some of the quest paths for it. And it'll be a brand new Mine Colonies server set up and maintained by a team that, I mean, as far as this is, Minecraft servers go, they know what they're doing. Wilk from Big Community Games has been mentoring the server admin, and her advice has been invaluable. Big shout out to Wilk. She's a great person and always ready to lend her expertise and walk somebody through figuring something out. It makes a huge contribution to the community. But yeah, the water wheel here is still going. Although I'm not using it because I don't have fly here. I'm going to do something here. Oh, bugger. I'm not on that version. Oh, what? I don't have the priv thing. Okay. Think a second. I may have to go creative to do it. I don't know. We'll figure it out later. I'm on MV here, coming from the roof. Roof is most likely running diesel at this point. Let's just walk through. Coke oven, crude blast furnace, which I didn't bother tearing down, and oh my god, the creosote tanks. I have got to get plastics going. Oh lordy, I gotta get plastics going. That fucking beacon that didn't work. Okay, all sorts of toms going higgledy-piggledy. Actually, probably not. There's probably a purpose to all of it. And I think most of the industrial machinery is going to be up on the second floor because there's more headspace, higher ceilings. Let's walk around here and have a quick look because I can't help but think that there is something going on over here. Maybe not, just some accesses. I've got so many worlds. I keep using mansions because they're handy, and I've got so many worlds they get confused sometimes. My current thing on the server, let's see. The good thing is, through the failures I experienced trying to reestablish a colony, resurrect an abandoned colony, I learned a lot. I have ideas on what I should do better the next time and try to play Mine Colonies. Yeah. I'm doing actually a test build in single player of the style that I'm thinking of using. Check your backpack, turn off your backpack. Come on, damn it. Turn off the backpack. Would you arfing turn off? It's colliding with something else here, and I can't get the damn thing to turn off. Fuck it. There. Take the magnet out. Brute force it. Okay. Different scale on the big monitor. I got to get another monitor here. Okay. Gravity separator, better known as a sluice. Dirty crush goes in the top, clean crush comes out the bottom. Got a diamond chest for a whacking big buffer on each side because this thing can put out pretty damn fast. Input chest feeding to the conveyor belt goes up to a crusher. So you just feed raw ore in here. It goes into the crusher, which spits the dirty crush into the separator, which puts the clean crush into the TOM system. Okay, going through this. Got blast furnace 1. This is your standard immersive engineering electrically powered blast furnace with the twin preheaters. Right now it's not running anything. It's fed with blocks of coal coke because why bother with anything less? Probably choked with this. Yeah, it's choked with the stuff. There's nothing to process right now though, so not a problem. Pump to keep water going to the gravity separator. For optimal flow through the gravity separator, it should have its own pump. You need one pump per column. This leads to heavy machinery, but this whole mod is about heavy machinery. It's designed to replicate metallurgical processing and ore processing the way it really is done. The crew on this mod is intense. We've got actual chemists and metallurgists, people who know what they're doing with this stuff on a professional level. You know, it's kind of like some of the rail mods where it gets really serious. I started this stream off doing trains, and some of the rail mods just, holy crap, they get down to it. All right. Our friend, the ball mill. The ball mill here has its own input chest. This chest is for input to that crusher, which generally I use for like recrush. I need, and then like from ore, I needed to get it down to grit, and then the ball mill will take the grit down to powder. You could theoretically throw the ore in the ball mill and reduce it to powder, but you will get less out. Greetings, Queen Freya. How are you? We are at the moment, I'm catching up here, basically reviewing where I am and seeing how the stream holds up. I have a heat tachometer on my dashboard here in front of me, and I'm watching it. Let me know if the desktop fan gets to be too much. I'm pretty certain, hold on. I'm not seeing anything on my mic when I'm not speaking. I think the mic I think my system may be noise suppressing it. I hope it is. So, ball mill is much more efficient doing grit to powder, and you want to do the ore to grit in the crusher. Yes, it's 2 steps, but you get much more output and you actually use less energy. I am well. I plan to have my French toast. I had a hippie peanut butter this morning. Jif Natural and a locally grown and made raspberry lemon jam on Dave's Killer Bread. Okay, this is disassembled. Something went bang here. Something's gone bang. This is supposed to be a mixer. Why is the mix? It's fed. This is being fed here. Something's gone bang here. What happened with my mixer? Oh shit! This was a one of those I was supposed to unform and reform. Shit. All right. Let's see. Mixer. Heavy machinery mixer. No. Pause. Okay. Looks like I'm... Oh, nope. Something ain't right. It's... Cue earworm of It's Not Right by Devo. Let's see. What is wrong here? What is wrong here? Let's look at the schematic again. We have pipe there. I may need to disconnect that. Let's pop that so that there's no pipe connected to there. And also pop this. So that's disconnected. And it's standing alone. There's nothing connected to it. Go up a level, check the blocks, check the, whoops, wait a second. We got an intrusion here. Aha. Collect that. There we go. Oh, shit, that's going to be an intrusion as well. God damn it. All right, how's my inventory? I'm going to have to put this back in because I'm going to need to be picking shit up here as it flies. There we go. Okay. Intrusion removed. That gets me that, and let's see if it's going to be annoyed by that. I think it is being annoyed by this. Let's take that out. Engineer's hammer. Remove the lever. Engineer's hammer. It don't wanna. What the hell is with my mixer? Damn it. When in doubt, check the manual. Oh, boogers. Where the hell did that go? Who snitched my support? I mean, come on. How did that happen? If I got mice, I mean, really? Where's a Tom's terminal? Why don't I have a damn Tom's terminal around here somewhere? Shooby dooby, oobla dooby, dooby wah wah. Oh, put that away because it was causing confusion anyway. And Pip. Oh, shoot. I'm in a version that's going to need the interface trick. Damn it. All right, hold on. Cable connector. And something that's really obvious, going to stick out. Okay. Cassia plank. Crafting terminal. Bump that. Switch. No. That. There we go. Needs the connector on it. Minecraft version. There's a later version of Tom's that doesn't, where you can just stick the crafting terminal straight onto the cable. Kind of handy. I forgot to put my contacts in. There's my problem. Tachometer just dropped back a little bit because I paused a minute to look at my inventory. Holy cow. Okay, let's see. I need to... Why is this... Sort by item name, please. And thank you. Let's be able to find things. Here's a steel scaffolding. And I want to flip back over so I don't mess things up. There we go. I am really concerned as to where that went. Did something... What the hell happened? That's perplexing and annoying and all sorts of mean, ugly things. And there's my mixer. Thank you. Now, I gotta hook it all back up. Let's see. Let's start with the fluid pipe. First, we'll do that so it gets water. Second, we'll do that so that it's got output. We'll then go here and go output only bottom fluid for right now. And B, and bang these down. Okay, and pop them into here. There we go. And then was I running this thing off of HV or MV? MV. Okay, answers that question. Thank you. Get the lever. Lever needs to go into an active spot because I want to put the lever on and turn the machine off. I want it starting predictably. Thank you. Mining drill can go up here for now. Okay. Put that on. This down. And we're going there. Up. Up. To there. And that should get us juiced. Okay. Alrighty. Oh, note that I am wearing a full Faraday suit. Allows me to bounce around all jolly among the wiring without getting respawned. One of the things I put as a separate item in the quest path for immersive engineering for the new Mine Colonies server. Let me think for a second here before I get any further. This needs to go into that. And then this goes here. Go, and we pop all of this into it. Oops. Oh, excuse me. I normally don't excuse myself and for things that my body does without my permission, but it would have been nice if I'd had enough warning I could have hit the mute button and, you don't have to listen. Alrighty. We are. There we go. That's full already, so we're just filling the pipe. But now we've got this full of binding agent and back where it ought to be. There we go. Okay, binding agent is fed to the 4 pelletizers. Okay, have a feed chest here that is manually loaded because it's just not efficient right now to run toms. I've got a toms cable. I could drop a toms hopper to it easy enough. I just haven't had the need to. Pelletizer array. Furnaces 2 and 3, which are standing idle, and then the big one here is currently running, taking a couple of pyrites and processing them. This one over here is doing millerite. So we're still getting some processing here. We're probably in need of looking at stuff that should go into the ball mill. Let's go look at, I need this. And let's just see. Yeah, like here I got a bunch of chalcopyrite slag. That should go to the crusher to be made into grit, I believe. When in doubt, check the documentation. Chalcopyrite slag, what do I do with it? I send it to the crusher. No, I send it directly to the ball mill. Okay, slag goes directly to the ball mill as opposed to ore. Okay, let us do this and see what I've got. And let's just load up the old ball mill here. There we go. Oh, and while I'm here, let's drop that in. I'm not using it. Kind of want to hold on to the rest of the stuff. Okay, that'll give me one more slot when I come back around. Okay, this is going to go directly into here. Wheels in the sky keep on turning. Okay. And that is all of that. Everything else, we've already got a lot of pyrite slag powder. Pyrite slag powder goes to the chemical reactor for osmium and pyrite sulfate, or here for iron and molybdenum. Well, if I get pyrite sulfate, what do I do with that? I send it to a crystallizer, and that gets me molybdenum. Seems like it is a shorter path. I don't know. Maybe I get more, but seems like it's a shorter path just to send it to a separator. We'll get to that in a minute. How's my heat? Heat is okay. Spectacular. Jibby jibby, jibby jibby. Off we go. Continuing review. I know what's off to my left. I'm ignoring it for right now. It's always dark out there. It's kind of embedded in stone. These are fine. These are gravity separators. They look different because they have a different skin on them. Immersive Geology has multiple different skins that you can get for various pieces of equipment. This one is the steampunk skin, which was put in by my request. I'm rather pleased with that I actually have left my mark on something other than a fence post. Looks so classy. Oh yeah, I love the dark wood with the brass trim and everything. Let's see them in action here, because there is a keybind that I'm not hit and remembering. Controls, keybinds. Come on, where is it? Sugar. Should be, well, actually probably should be up here. Oh, there it is. Okay, got it. There we are. I can access the toms remotely while I'm in the mansion. Let's see. I was looking for pyrite slag powder. There it is. Let's load up on this. Okay, there's all of it. Check my heat. Reach up here and throw this into this overhead. There we go. And you know the tune. Oh shoot. I forgot to turn my backpack off. Silly me. We'll just take that out of there. Put that back in where it's supposed to be. There we go. And we can see the pyrite slag powder dropping in and sliding down and being separated, because if you look in there, you can actually see it where the change happens, right about there as it comes down the sluice. And that the conveyor belts are distributing the powder that I threw in here. It's being fed out fairly rapidly and being distributed across these four so that none of them back up. Bad Dog Bling, how you doing? Which server are you talking about? Have you ever seen any sort of pneumatic tubing in game? Yes, I have, and actually, this is a selling point for the new Pixelmon server. The Pixelmon server that I'm on is currently on 1.16.5. I mean, as you tend to be. It is about to roll to 1.21 because Pixelmon has finally advanced to 1.21. In the process, we're rebuilding the mod pack. We're getting rid of the magic mods. There will not be any magic mods. They don't play well with Pixelmon. One of the tech mods will be Pneumatic Craft Repressurized, which has a pressure tube logistics delivery system. It also has a drone-based logistics system, so you can have these little drones flitting around carrying your stuff for you. That gravity feeder at the left reminds me of those pneumatic tubes that they used for mail in some of the skyscrapers way back. Oh yeah, the mail chutes. Mail chutes actually are still a thing in some places. I lived in New York City for about a year, and yeah, there are office buildings where the mail chutes are still in use. The Postal Service still maintains them, so you don't have to go all the way, so they don't have to send somebody up and you don't have to walk down. Yeah, those are still in use in some places. This is the chemical reactor, and this is where we are in the mod right now. This is the you are here. The chemical reactor running on high voltage, fed in. Yeah, you can see the different color relays. We've got an extractor going to a buffer, and there's a toms under it, so the whatever output I get here will go on into the inventory system. When I was growing up in San Francisco, there were some skyscrapers that still had the pneumatic tubes, but unlike your experience in New York, these buildings had disabled the pneumatic tubing. They just never physically took it out. Oh, you're talking about the pneumatic tube system. That's disabled. I'm talking about the gravity feed draw chutes that where you have the mail slot by the elevator, and it just gravity takes care of getting your envelope down from the 8th floor. Just don't mail anything fragile that way. Yeah, sadly, the pneumatic tube systems are down. Those things are. The problem is those things are hard to maintain. The tubing develops air leaks, especially in skyscrapers, because skyscrapers have to flex, and the pneumatic tubing isn't so fond of flexing. Oh. Well, I caught half of that. So, we have a chemical reactor. It has some fluid tanks around it. I'm not sure any of them. This one's not even connected to anything. Neither is that one. I have nothing in it. Bunch of empty tanks. This is an output tank. Okay, it's not keyed to anything yet? No, it is not keyed to anything yet. That's south, then green is, this is west, so this is the green side. Green side will feed to there. I am expecting to have a single fluid output here for my first reaction. What am I expecting to do here? From here, we consult the manual. Geology, multi-blocks, chemical reactor. Yep. Let's see. Fluids are added to the tanks located on the left, back, and right sides. Input fluid tanks are interchangeable. Anyone can be used for any reaction recipe. Items are inserted via a hopper on the top of the machine. You can extract leftover fluid with a pump. Outputs, you got a fluid output and an item output already set up with the extracting conveyor belt. Already formed. What am I expecting to do with it? I'm expecting to make some kind of thing here. What was I setting up for? What's my first thing here? There's no guidebook. What there is JEI. Let us just go through here. I have a canthite. A canthite, crushed acanthite goes to the reverb to be cooked into acanthite slag, which then gets ball milled to powder, and that's an osmium reaction. It gets washed for silver and lead. Okay, not going to worry about acanthite. Let's just work through copper. Copper in the chemical reactor, if you react it with hydrochloric acid, you get copper chloride. What do you do with copper chloride? You crystallize the copper, and then you have hydrochloric acid, and you're back to square one. Whoop-de-boo. Hydrochloric acid, however, is going to be a thing I'm going to need. I can already see this. Nitric, hydrochloric. How do I make hydrochloric? I need sulfuric and perlite brine, or I need sulfuric and rock salt brine. Either way, I need sulfuric. How do I get sulfuric? Make it in a refinery. Make your sulfuric acid in a refinery with sulfur dioxide, which comes off the reverberation furnace. Got plenty of it. Okay. Is my reverb furnace set up making sulfuric acid? I need to go up to the roof. Let's see. Wind farm, which has been surpassed because I have plant oil and I have ethanol and I have biodiesel and I have a diesel generator and everything's running just happy. Okay. This has industrial hemp seed packed in. My squeezer, well, this is my refinery. Where's my squeezer? There's my squeezer. It's got potatoes. It's got all the potatoes it can handle. And over here, make sure that's off. Here are the cloches growing the hemp seed and potatoes and hemp fiber. And the pump supplying the cloches. Over here, I have a refinery, and I have sulfuric acid, and I'm not making sulfuric acid, and I'm not sure why. Let us go on and make sulfuric acid, because I'm pretty sure... Oh, that's why I'm not making it, because I ran out of sulfur dioxide. Ba-ba. Da-da-da-da-da. Ba-da. Da-da-da-da. The air is everywhere. Here's my sulfuric acid. And there's a pipe off of it. I don't know where it's going. Where does this pipe go? I seem to remember an episode of Max Headroom that had a line of, where does this go? And Max turning up in somebody else's system. I thought the pneumatic tube system was so neat despite all its problems. Yeah, it actually works better on a larger scale. There was a large scale, a pneumatic car system that used big cylindrical, they put the cylinders on wheels and ran them through a big pipe, like the size of a big sewer pipe, and used them to move bags of mail from the railway station to the post office and back. You know, sending it in for sorting and back out for shipping. Those cars were big enough that you could ride in one if you laid down and didn't mind a very dark, very bumpy, loud, and unpleasant ride. Would not be a fun thing, no. Okay, where does this pipe go? I need to know where that pipe goes. Well, I don't have a teleport back down. I'm going to have to go walk down or something. Or I can take the quick route here. This is always a fun one. Bingity. Bongity. Boo. There we go. Down we go. Alrighty, what am I running in here? And if anything, I'm running pyrite. Pyrite. It does give me sulfur dioxide, just a very tiny bit. Okay, I need to run something in the other side because I actually need the sulfur dioxide. A great deal of metals processing is actually looking for the byproduct. This is the thing I have learned. How is, keeping an eye on the heat. Heat is fine. Oh, Lordy, I think I'm going to knock wood here on a solid cherry sewing desk. But before I even say this, but it looks like my heat problem may be remediated. I'm still testing. IT people are some of the most superstitious about that I've ever met. Do not jinx us. Oh lordy, do not jinx us. Okay, the acanthite going in here makes acanthite slag, and I have acanthite, and I have a need for more sulfur dioxide. What's in here? This is the millerite. This is smithsonite, which for some reason isn't going. Smithsonite. Why is smithsonite not going? Because it doesn't. It goes to the rotary kiln. Oh, well, isn't that extra special? Let's take all this smithsonite out and put it away. Oops. Oh, well. That was the terminal, so not a big problem. Let's just run all of this and this out of there. Okay, error made. Error made. That's taken care of. Let's go get the acanthite and feed it in, and it immediately starts feeding into here. There we go. Brilliant. That is what, of course, we want. Want to get both sides of this thing running. All right. Now, the acanthite will give us some useful stuff later on. Okay, I had that much acanthite already in the stock. I did a bunch of preload a while back. Okay, that gets me more sulfur dioxide up to the roof, and we'll go check that later on. Right now, I need to know where is that pipe and where is it? Is that pipe? What's it coming down into? It's got to be over here. I see it in the hallway. Do I see it over here? There it is. All right. I'm going to get this done the quick way. Don't mind me. Let's see. Where is my fluid pipe? Fluid pipe. Okay. There it is. Coming down from the refinery. And I need it. I need it over here. I need to drop that sulfuric acid right about here, really. But run it from here to here. I'm going to have to run it to this tank. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put sulfuric acid in this tank. just give it some thought here as to where I want to run this pipe. Okay. Okay, that gets me to here. And let's go around this way. That puts me where? Where's my breakthrough on that? I don't see it. The other side of this wall. Where did I poke through? Shit. I don't see it. Oh, here it is. Way the hell over here. Okay. Oh, lordy. Let's see. Oops. Okay. Fabu. Okay. Coming across. Gonna lose a torch. Too bad. So sad. There we go. All right, now let's see what happens. Probably nothing because I haven't hit the lever. Ow, damn it. Did not put my contacts in, and that was a serious error on my part. I may have to take a brief break in order to do so, as it's starting to cause me some ergonomic issues. Let's go up to the roof and go over here. You have... I have not hit the lever. Hit the lever. Sulfuric acid is now draining out of this tank. Let us sincerely hope that it is going into the buffer tank that I expect it to. We're about to find out. Okay. Buffer tank is drained. I'm going to go on and shut it off. Check this. It's building up. It's going to be a little while. It's a slow process. Okay. As with anything, and a lot of this stuff, it's a slow process. Let's start here because I can just walk up the stairs and around the corner. And here we are at the chemical reactor, and I have a tank with sulfuric acid. Okay, I want to make, if I recall correctly, I was trying to make hydrochloric acid. Let us just go here and sulfuric acid, and it goes here and can be used in many ways. Put it with water and pass it with chromium compound, and you get chromium sulfate and sodium compound. How do I get chromium compound? In the arc furnace from chromite, coke, and sodium compound dust. Seems a little circular. Sodium compound dust can be made with saltpeter, brine, and sulfuric acid, and you get nitric acid and sodium compound dust. This is, I think, where I'm going right here. So I need saltpeter brine. I need a mixer with saltpeter and water. So I need to make a mixer. Where is my mixer going to go? Think about this. I got a room right here. Let's put a mixer in here. Just very quickly clean it out in creative so I don't have to worry about debris. There we go. Got that. And I'm going to want to feed that, and from that to there. So I'm going to need to go up and knock a hole right about here, I think. Oh, nope. There we go. That's fine. Just take that whole mess out. And this is where the mixer will send to. All right. I just fixed a mixer, but we're going to do this the right way. All right, I have fluid pipe. I need 4 light engineering and 4 iron sheet metal. Light engineering. Okay, I got to take a second here. I'm going to throw to the BRB screen and go put my contact lenses in, and I will be right back. Okay, there we go. Now I can see what the hell I'm doing. Now I need light engineering blocks. That's a heavy. Where's my lights? Here's 2 lights. There are 2 lights. I need 4. It's not gonna do it. Oh boy. I hate making these things because when you type light, you get like so much. Here we go. What am I missing? I'm missing iron mechanical components. I need to make some iron mechanical components. Here is a stack of them. Here's a bunch of these. Ran myself out of iron sheet metal. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not a big deal. Back check the parts list I need for iron sheet metal. Okay, let's go. Sheet. Iron sheet metal. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Boom. There's that. We'll come back to it in a second. What else do I need? I need 1 redstone block. There should be a config here that I can do. Okay, maybe in a later version or something, different version. There was a config that allowed me to clear the grid automatically when I exited. All right, I was here for a redstone. Of course I have no redstone block. Let's see. Redstone engineering block. Make 4, drop 1, put away 3. Parts list. Parts list. I need steel scaffolding. I need 5 steel scaffolding and 1 steel fence. This is a little hard on my hand because I got this wind blowing right on across my mouse hand and don't seem to be able to do much about that. But it's keeping the heat down. All right, so 5 steel scaffolding, 1 steel fence. Well, here's 1 steel fence. 5 steel scaffolding is going to have to be made. Steel scaffolding, there we go. And split off 1 and put it away and make an extra 6 while I'm at it. There. I should now have my parts list completed. Yes, I do. I need to go look at my previous mixer and think about it a second. Input is on the side, output is on the front. So I'm going to want it here. Now here's a question. SCH. Chemical reactor schematic. I want a mix. Oops, damn it. I want a mixer schematic. I'm going to see if I can get one here. Let's go over here. Talk to you. And do you have in here somewhere? You got a lot. There's the mixer. And gimme. There we go. I got a mixer schematic. Alrighty. Let's see how this does, because I don't want to preface my move by saying watch this, you know? That's a violation of the first law of Frisbee. Never preface any move by saying, watch this. Just don't. Okay. This is going to go 1, 2, 3, 1 here. Mixer, I need to rotate it. There. There we go. Okay, mixer placed here. And move it to my offhand, and now I see the parts. Ha ha ha! Don't you love it when a plan works? Alrighty. We have steel scaffolding, and steel scaffolding goes in the spaces marked in green. There we go. The easy way to do multi-block construction. I know I've done this on previous streams, but it's still, I'm kind of doing a review here for my own benefit, since I haven't done this in a while. Let's just say a while and be done with it. It's time is a weird thing anyway. I don't have much of a sense of time properly, I got was and gonna be and now. And that's about all I've got. Complete, it says. It even tells us and shows us where to pop it with the hammer. And let's roll that out of my hand, and there we go. Mixer output is going to go up and up and up. And okay. There we go. Done. Okay, I gotta have power. Power's gonna come in over the wall. And I gotta have a water supply. We all know the water supply means. Let's see. There's not any way I can tap into this over here, is there? This pump, I'm going to go out the wall. I'm going to go creative and go out the wall. I'm going to wrap a pipe from outside. Say fluid output from there. Oh, shoot. Don't do that. Hydrate, hydrate. Good for the throat. Okie doke. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to go right outside there. There we go. I should now have water in there. Looks like it. Okay, to the front door. Back to survival mode before I forget. I dislike having to fix things that I bust because I forgot I was in creative mode. Onward and onward and onward and onward, and eventually we arrive at the mixer, which is now loading up with water. We need saltpeter crystal being fed in. So, I need... I need a hopper. Oh, here's a couple of the skins here. There's an eco-friendly, the steampunk, and the hazard. You haven't seen the eco-friendly one. The hazard is the one that's on the main one, and then the array of 4 are all steampunk. I was looking for a hopper. Schematic goes away. Input, I need a chest. Have I got a basic hopper handy? No. Basic hopper. Make one of these. And how am I doing on framed? I'll do that creative. Okay, let's just get this going. There's that. And here's this. Hop, up, onto here, and thunk that onto there. And, saltpeter. I happen to have some saltpeter. We'll just load this little booger up. It's working on it. Uh-oh. It's outputting water. Damn it. Hang on a second. Shit, it's filled the damn tank. God damn it. I hate it when this happens. Oh, no, it needs a pick. There. Where'd it go? Oh, where'd it go? Magnet's out, so it should be... Where'd it go? I don't know where the, block of sheet metal went. That's weird. It's not in my backpack, which the magnet's out of. It's not in my inventory. Huh. It just kinda... Maybe it fell down there. Screw it. That's a little puzzling. And I don't much like it, but okay. Alright. Hammer. Thing. Forgot to put a lever on it. That would help. Although it might not. It's just throughputing. Let's see. Lever. Lever. MV connector, wire, relay, I got that. Turn that off. Now, let's see. Easiest thing for this is just to go creative real quick. And I'm going to need to put a relay. Let's go on and put one relay here. Around. Oh, I could bring in HV. Real easy. Bringing in MV is going to be hard. Okay, we're going to be running this on HV. Huh. Alrighty. Here we go. HV wire coil. HV relay. HV connector, because I don't have any in stock. Okay. I'm going to put one relay here directly above this. Okay. And drop down and pop that, and these on. Okay. The one there. And about here. Okay. Go wire this up. I'm going to tap a little HV off from the chemical reactor. I don't think it'll ever notice. The mixer just isn't going to be that intense. There we go. All right, now. Mixer. Turn on. Saltpeter brine. Connect. Leave on. Put it on output all fluids. Let it chug along for a minute. And I'm going to turn it off while it's, oh shit. Well, it's not going to be able to output water to this. I need a lot more saltpeter brine, which means I need, whoops. How the hell did I do that? That was unpleasant. Okay, lesson learned. Be careful, that's an open top tank. Got it. Okay. Basic inventory hopper goes there, and then I need this. I gotta figure out where it's going. Oh, shit. Right. There. Now I can just click it on. Now where is my nearest Tom's? I suspect it may be a bit of a distance. Let's go have a look. Yeah, I got Tom's there. I'm gonna have to run some serious cable here. think I'm going to have to run from here. Where can I go without intersecting is the question. Gotta avoid intersecting the existing high tension cable. And we're gonna go into the wall is what we're gonna do. There we go. All right, that's connected there. I need to bring this over. Now, since I'm using framed cable, if I wanted to take the time, I could paint it to look like the dark oak wood that I'm replacing. If this was a finished build, this is just me playing through the mod, you know? There we go. That's connected there. And then we have this that we can bring in. Shit. There we go. And we're just a little off. Off by 1 error. Holy crap. There we go. I had an off by 1 error that centered it over the door, and this thing is off center. Holy hell. All right. Let's see. Let's get out of creative before we forget. And I want to go into here and let's put away the high voltage stuff and so forth, and some of this. You know, if I need it, I can get it back out. And I need saltpeter. Here's a saltpeter crystal. And I'm going to take this saltpeter crystal, right click it on this basic hopper, at which point we start seeing saltpeter crystals popping on in. And we're reloading, and output all fluids. See how, oh. Okay. Because it's running out of saltpeter, it needs to refill. It'll take a little while. All right, but I have saltpeter brine in here that I can now route over to here. Lever. Usual joke. Lever. Load this up with saltpeter brine from here. It'll hold 32. I don't think I can have. I don't know. Let's see if I've got 32. If I do, cool. If I don't, crunch all you want, we'll make more. Okay, I got a full tank. Oops. I'm going to shut this off so that it doesn't refill. Over here. Now, saltpeter brine going through here with sulfuric acid gives me nitric acid and sodium compound dust. Okay. Sulfuric acid, I have 32. I'm going to load them in there and load it in there. Take it this way. And once again, I need a lever. I am trying so hard not to make that damn joke over and over. It's difficult. Okay. Start that going and put away the extra levers. There we go. I don't need that many of them. Watching it fill up with sulfuric acid. Oh, excuse me. All right, we're loaded up. Turn that off. Walk around to here. Now the output, I'm going to want to key it here. Once I have the ability, I will need an empty bucket. Okay. Let's bring this beast up. See what it does. Ooh. We just got nitric acid. There we go. We're getting nitric acid. Hot diggity. There we go. And producing sodium compound dust. Fantastic. No, there's not a lot of special effects. This is industrial processing. The machinery sits there and makes kind of a hum, and you watch the control panel and the gauges to see what's actually happening. In this case, I'm actually putting a gauge on there's that. I now have a flask of nitric. And if I look up to here, I'm willing to bet I need to, do that, at which point I should still continue to get nitric. Yes, I do. And that's the red side. That's the yellow side. Okay, red side, yellow side, green side. Green side is set to go specifically to here now. So this is now our nitric acid storage tank, dedicated for that particular one. Goodness. Yeah, it gets all sorts of there's all sorts of stuff happening here. It's just, you can only really see it happening if you watch the gauges. One of the goals of immersive geology is to be realistic. Or at least, reasonably close. We're using a single chemical reactor right now. We will be getting subsidiary reactors that will only have 2 tanks. They'll be used for dedicated stuff. We've seen that sort of thing in GregTech before, where we had a farm of dedicated chemical reactors. each one making a specific thing. The place is looking more like a factory. We are producing nitric acid. All right, while this is running, I'm going to go out to the front door, and I'm going to do an outside tour real quick because it's worth seeing this place in its entirety. Now, isn't it? Here we have the mansion that I took over. It's partly embedded in the side of a mountain here. The water wheel that got me started, the wind farm that got me through MV and so forth. There's the refinery that's making the sulfuric acid. We come around this way and yeah, it's not as obvious, but there is a very big pipe going down the side of the house. Not much around the back, I don't think. No. No, the big stuff on the roof is right here with the wind farm. I actually put the windmills a little too close. There should be a block separating them at least. I'm losing a bit of efficiency because they're too close together. Took care of that on my next build. So yeah, that's dealt with. And that just, that brings us around to, oh, hey, here's our old friend, the arc furnace, running with a direct HV connection. I didn't look at it from this side because, there's the power farm. That's my standard build where I take off over to an overhead relay and then down to HV accumulators, over to transformers, over to MV accumulators, so that I've got HV available, I've got MV available, and I've got direct HV for the arc furnace so that it gets its feed straight from the generator. Sorry. Having to reduce my caffeine intake. We've seen the arc furnace in previous streams, so I'm not going to dink around with it. I really don't have anything to do with it right now anyway. Let's run over here and downstairs, because most of the action is taking place on the second floor. Like here, let's get a look at this from overhead, because you can see I've used framed conveyor belts because the my backpack won't snitch off of them. It will, however, snitch off of the extracting belt, which is the problem. I need a covered extractor and need to replace that. Each of these, as you can see, it has its own pump. We're coming in with MV from up on the roof, and each of these has its own pump providing the water for it. We are, at this point, we are processing acanthite and millerite, getting various things out. The extractor feeds to here, and there is a Tom's hopper underneath the chest as usual. And that's pretty much the extent of it. I don't think I have anything to pelletize today. I'm actually coming up 15 minutes before the end, where I normally end. And we have emptied out the reactor. I have made 32,000 buckets of 32,000 millibuckets, 32 buckets of 32,000 would be a hell of a thing. 32 buckets of nitric acid, including one that went into a flask and is now an exemplar for using in filters. Showed you how the fluid router works and how it how you set filters in that. Built a mixer and got it up and running. I need a lot more saltpeter. Oh gosh, I need a lot more. Let's flip that on for a second and fill it up with saltpeter brine, if I can. And I'm going to turn it off because I'm running out of saltpeter. All right. I need to buy more saltpeter. Lots and lots. Lots and lots and lots. Okay, so for the week ahead, I'm going to be. Oh, hey. Our acanthite grid is done. Our acanthite powder is done. What were we going to do with the acanthite powder? We were going to put it through the gravity washer, and now we can see it from above. Let's go do that so that I can show off how this works. Let me make sure my backpack is not magneting, and then we'll pull out this anatase powder, apatite powder. I can't. Thought well, here's acanthite slag. Did I not feed it through? What the heck? Okay, let's just. Maybe it's the apatite that I wanted to do here. No, it goes to the chemical reactor. Anatase. See, apatite, alumina, anatase. Anatase goes to the chemical reactor. Well, I was reasonably sure I had thrown something in. That's a lot of chromite, which is waiting for the nitric acid that we just made. What have I got here that's going to go through here? Bauxite. I don't think that goes through here. No, that goes in there. Most of these powders are waiting for the chemical reactor rather than... Well, it would seem that here's some pyrite slag powder, please. That one should go, right? Yes, that one goes in here. Okay. I actually do have something to show you here on this. There we go. Let's just pop that in, and yeah, at this point you can see how the splitting conveyor belts distribute the materials to all four of the gravity washers. There we go. Make sure I've got my review complete here, showing off all the various processes. All right, where I am then is moving on to the next step with the chemical reactor. I've made nitric acid, I've made sodium compound dust. Chromite powder goes to the arc furnace with coke dust, and the sodium compound dust I just made, and that gets me chromium compound dust and iron. The chromium compound then comes to back to the chemical reactor, and we put it through with sulfuric acid and water we get chromium sulfate, and we get the sodium compound dust back. The chromium sulfate goes to crystallizer, and we get chromium crystals, which gets us chromium ingots finally. Okay, I got a new metal I'm chasing. All right, I'm going to do some prep work during the week, and I'm going to put my channel back on live. I made it all the way to 2 hours. I've made it to 2 hours without overheating. The stream is still live. The fan is working. The heat tachometer is in the slightly nervous but still friendly range. It's in the, let's call it cautious. Certainly not anywhere near dangerous. So, next week I will be making chromium ingots. Now I'm going to do some prep work before then and load up on salt, go mine a whacking great metric crap ton of saltpeter, because I obviously need a lot more brine, and I need to process a lot more stuff through the reverb in order to get the sulfur dioxide I need to make the sulfuric acid. I'm going to be doing a lot of processing. Not going to be fun to watch, like watching paint dry, not going to be great on a stream. So I'm going to wrap up here. Let's take the character back down to the usual space. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. This has been technically a test stream, but I'm going to call this official. This is going to go up as stream as the next stream. I'm going to post this one. I'm going to go. All right. Well, in which case, let's close out properly. Oh, I need to fix that, don't I? Or do I? No, I did fix it. Truck Community streaming schedule is in the upper left of your screen on NeoCities now. Truckcommunity.neocities.org. A lot of things going on. I'm happy to be a member of the truck community and to support my fellow streamers. Thank you all for being here, and thanks for supporting streaming. If you have enjoyed this Minecraft stream, there is a lot of previous Minecraft streams on YouTube. A lot of VODs. A lot of stuff. Some of it before I learned really how to do this, but you know, it's still product, and I'm going to leave it up. I documented a lot of stuff. There's also a lot of other games. I do cozy games tomorrow night. I will be back tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time. And I'm going to be bringing back Roots of Pacha, and I'm going to start a new farm. I'm going to be starting a brand new campaign and working toward the iron content that has been added. But it's been so long, I'm going to start a new farm. And I will be back with more Minecraft at 8 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Central,